This episode of the Ian Gleason Show contains subject matter or language that may not be appropriate for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised. On this episode of the Ian Gleason Show, we're going to talk about a serious topic. We haven't done one of those in a while. So, race relations in the U.S. Are they worse than they were? Are they better than they were? Like, where are we at with this whole thing? Because it seems to be garnering a lot of attention and focus lately. So yes, everybody on the show certainly has an opinion about where we're at, and it's a diverse enough show today that we should be able to come to some consensus about where we're at, and hopefully we'll solve all the world's problems. We'll talk all about that and more on this episode of the Ian Gleason Show.
You're listening to The Ian Gleason Show. All episodes are available on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, Stitcher, TuneIn, or anywhere quality podcasts can be found. To help support us, please leave a review on your platform of choice. To contact the show or keep up with the cast and crew, they can be found on social media sites, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Just search The Ian Gleason Show. Emails can be sent to theiangleasonshow@gmail.com. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Ian Gleason Show. This episode is brought to you by Patreon. You can find them at patreon.com/The Ian Gleason Show. You can help us keep these episodes for free and help us to come see you. We made the announcement that we will be coming to Detroit Lake, so we really need to get everybody on board because we're planning that trip now. So you can help us achieve those goals and more at patreon.com/The Ian Gleason Show. The Ian Gleason Show is heard in 99 countries and 50 states around the globe, so we appreciate everybody checking in. Best way you can help the show to grow is to tell your friends about it and get them on board. So you know all the places you can find us. Let them hit us up and let's expand this network. Let me introduce you to the cast of characters who are here today. Jose, how are you, my friend?
Fabulous as always, man.
Good.
How you doing?
I'm hanging in there. Bobby, how are you, my buddy?
Doing great.
Excellent. And Cuddy is here today. What's up, brother?
Feeling very racist as a motherfucker.
All right. Well, we're 5 minutes in, not even, and we have a disclaimer.
We're a minute and 35 seconds. You said new record.
That is a new record.
Right? So,
head first.
Chino is not going to be here today, but that's fine. I think just the four of us can handle this subject on our own.
Are you sure we can't do this without Chino?
I'm confident we can. Yes. If we can do this show without me, then we can do it without
Shout out to Chino, man. What's up, Chino?
The dirty Mexican.
Now the Puerto Rican will have to pinch hit, I guess. That's as close as we're gonna get.
I'm gonna have to double down.
So before we get into that, I want to give Cuddy a second. We've been teasing this a little bit back and forth. We officially have our first sister podcast, and or in this case, our first brother podcast. Well, that's what they call it. But so, Cuddy, tell us a little bit about Cuddication, where we can find it, what it's all about, stuff like that.
Yeah, Cuddication, the Kickback Podcast Show. It's something that me and my boy Rico Bobby, y'all know Ricky Bobby, King of Dover.
Hi there, folks.
Something we got going on. You know, it's my show. You can find it on YouTube as of right now.
You can find it on the Cuddication channel. You can find it on Instagram where?
Well, you can find it, well, the show itself, you only can listen to the show on YouTube.
All right.
And subscribe my page. It's a bell right there. We said subscribe. You click subscribe.
Yes, please.
The bell's gonna pop up. You click the bell, and it's gonna ring. And every time my show loads up, you get to get the show right then, ASAP. So subscribe to the page. That's what I want you to do. Stay tuned. It's gonna be better topics, more to come. We talk about everything. It's a kickback. We having fun. It's like hanging out with your relatives, cause y'all are our relatives. And that's what, but at the same time, it's still the Ian Gleason Show. We do that as well. I promote that at the same time, and Cuddication is just something you might want to sign a waiver if you want to be on it. It's gonna be it's gonna be real naughty.
Coming up pretty soon here, recording the third episode.
People need some naughty stuff, man. People need naughty stuff every now and then. So.
Yeah.
And I love everybody that come on there. You know, Jose, Ian, Chino, anybody that's a rapper or a singer. entrepreneur, you got a business, you got a salon, a restaurant, bartenders, servers. You want to come and talk on the show about, you want to vent about your boyfriend, your baby daddy. Come on the show. Don't go to Facebook. Come to my show.
That's a great point, Cuz.
Don't go to Facebook.
Yeah.
You don't vent to Facebook. Just come to my show.
You're an attractive woman in Dutch with your boyfriend.
You want to scream that loud.
Show.
You want to scream that loud. Stop typing. Just come to the show and speak on the mic. And you can get it out a little bit faster. It'll be a better understanding behind it because
Bras
people
are
see you
optional.
coming
I mean,
in.
that's all.
But also, you want to find me. You can find me on Instagram, Cuttercation60, CUTTACATION 60 on Instagram, and Facebook J Davis parentheses Cuddy Slim or Cuddy Slim, and also the Ian Gleason Show page. Like on that, follow it. Do that.
Oh, look at that. So, in relation to
That is the full pimp job right there.
yeah, you never get a half sell with Cuddy, which is good.
No.
That's why he does what he does on this show.
Step in. Big Daddy Kane.
Big Daddy Kane, that's right.
And we are working on potentially doing some other stuff. Like ultimately, I guess we can say this now because it's even though it's in its infancy, it's something we really want to do. We want to build a podcast network because it's easier to manage when there are a lot of other people helping out with the business angle, not just one individual show. So we're going to have a lot more shows, and then hopefully, we'll have Cuttercation to kick back on there. We're talking to a couple other shows. Obviously, this will be the flagship show of that. And,
Sure.
And we'll see what happens. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But we see a lot of benefit in doing that and helping each other get
Well, you
their
know
shows
what?
moving.
You can't hear no if you don't ask.
Right,
Yeah,
It's
right.
really that simple.
You got closed mouth don't get fed.
No,
Closed
it
legs
don't.
don't get spread.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah.
Also, y'all subscribe to the Ian Gleason Show. There's a channel also on YouTube. Subscribe that motherfucker also.
Right. If you want to be able to watch the Ian Gleason show, you can.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
people always talk about, oh man,
already-
hey, we gotta look out and support each other. We gotta look out for each other and bag each other up. But guess what? Bag me up then. Stop all that talking and shit.
Right.
Bag us up, support the homie. That's the new pod, that's the new trial right there. Support the homie.
Hashtag support the homie.
Hashtag support the homie.
That's right.
Now, always on Facebook talking about we need to support black businesses, support this, support the people you grew up with. Support me then.
Support the homie.
Stop supporting people who already rich. Get me rich.
I'm trying to get there.
And we'll get you richer. You
You
know,
want me to
that's
sell
what it works.
drugs? You trying to get rich? You want me to get rich and not drowning? What?
No, that's the first part.
Let me get rich.
Speaking of selling drugs to get rich, let's talk about this race issue that we wanted to bring up today.
Okay.
Now we're gonna call it slick races.
Slick races.
Slick races.
So now, Cuddy and I had a conversation about this probably yesterday or the day before. And he has some solid feelings about some stuff that's been going on in his life. And I get to witness some stuff as an outsider, but I work in a place that is mixed race. I hang out in places that are mixed race. It's never been an issue for me, which is strange, based on where I grew up. I grew up in the whitest state in the United States, literally. But I think
thought Montana, or Wyoming would have been white.
no, Maine is the whitest and oldest state in the United States in
clearly.
terms of
Why they call it Maine?
I knew you had.
Maine.
Yeah, I knew you had the age.
It's got a claim.
I'm like, but
yeah, it is literally the whitest state. But
Wow.
I think maybe for that reason,
I just learned something today.
I think there's not a lot of racism where I grew up because it's not
There's no
so
opportunity for
diverse.
racism.
Well, yeah, that's true.
You gotta find a difference.
But being the people who live there, it is an economically poor state, so everybody's in the same boat, for the most part.
So
They're
now
just-
the Protestants hate the Lutherans, and that's how you.
that kind of stuff. Yeah, I mean that goes on.
They still got pilgrims walking around.
Oh,
with
damn.
Pretty much.
True.
Yeah.
With their little buckle hats.
Yeah.
And buckle shoes.
Yeah.
They got the Lucky Charm guy up there.
That's a totally different thing.
It's the Quaker heads.
Man, what do we all look the same to you?
How dare you?
The movie Leprechaun was shot in Maine.
So
So
not
that's-
much racism up where you're from?
I didn't see much of it. Now, I assume that it exists, and I have family members who are racist. But
Sure. Don't
for
we
me,
all?
Yeah. I think on some level we all do, regardless
Oh,
of
yeah.
what race you are. You know somebody
Yeah,
who
I
doesn't
know.
like somebody of a different race
Oh, yeah.
because of their race.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, man. I got I got some black homeboys and homegirls that don't care about white folks. I mean,
I believe it.
They don't say it like that because that's how they. But at the same time, I got some people who that don't even care just like me. And like me, I bring my white friends around those people in my lifetime that don't care about white folks. And all of a sudden, just to do it because I initiate something to make them like each other. Okay, I wonder why they don't like this white person. Or I wonder why this white person don't like this black person. So what I do, I intervene and bring it together and make it understand to come the way you want to go off the stereotype. And once it's all over with, damn, I thought wrong. I actually like black people. Or I like this black person.
Yeah, there is something to be said for personal experience
like,
really overriding any
I,
kind of notion that you would have had.
Like me, I'm not that. I love hanging around white people. You know why? Because I'm that fucking message to not let people know about the stereotype about black people.
Sure.
It's like I'm not like you hear me talk, you see me. I said, oh, get over the hood, dude. But once you be around me, you're like, okay, damn, okay. Don't judge a book by its cover.
Yep.
No, there's some substance there.
Epitome of thug life, how you look at somebody.
Right.
And that's why I'm not that guy like you. Like I remember back in the day, back in the '90s or early 2000s, even to this day, and I invite one of my white friends over to a party or a kickback or whatever's going on. And the first thing they say, they don't care about what y'all bring to drink. They say, oh, I'm gonna be the only white person there. Get the fuck out of here, man. Don't worry about it. You're gonna be with me, and I'm bringing you for a reason. I'm not gonna put you in a trap where I'm not gonna make you feel uncomfortable. If that's the case. And then on the certain people that I just invited to that crowd. But if you had that type of character as a white person to be around my homeboys, that's a good run.
Yeah. See, and that's another thing that I've never experienced because I lived in Bed-Stuy, which, for those of you who don't know, is very predominantly, at the time that I moved in, you didn't see white people there. Yeah. But I didn't feel uncomfortable.
They knew not to go there.
Yeah.
Now you got the Barclays Center there and shit.
Yeah, but even then I felt like, we're still here because we can't afford to be somewhere else, It's not about the color of their skin. It's about what can I afford to live in, and unfortunately that's where a lot of them can afford to live. That's where I could afford to live, I never felt uncomfortable. I experienced racism, and we'll get into that a little bit later on. But I want to kind of go around the horn, and before we get too deep into it, and just ask everybody about how they feel about where we stand with race relations now, whether it's gotten worse as of late, or we're just seeing it more, or if it's gotten better, because most of us here remember the LA riots and all of that stuff that took place. You might be a little young.
I was a little young, but I think it's gotten worse personally. I think your day-to-day personal experiences, one-on-one, are just the same.
Why is that?
Because it's a political play. Because if the left and the right can make you fight over race, then they don't have to have any reasoning. You know what I mean? It's
then they can just sit on their hands and do nothing.
It's all Machiavellian tactics from both sides. It's playing on fear, right?
Sure.
So if you can make a bunch of podunk white people fear black people, then you can have their vote regardless of what crazy shit you say. Mm-hmm. And if you can make lefties fear white people as oppressors, no matter what race they are, then you're playing the same Machiavellian aspect. It's all a matter of control. It's control politics, and that's all it is. Day to day, I guarantee you, because there's more social media, there's more on the internet interactions, not face to face. But when you're dealing face to face with somebody that is not of your culture or not of your racial background, I don't think those relations have changed. I think they're just as cordial as they've been in the last 30 years.
Well, let me ask you this then, because you bring up a good point.
40, 50 years.
Yeah, you bring up a good point, and that is that, to me, social media is a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
You have an opportunity to spread your message regardless of what it is, and it could be really good or it could be really bad.
Right.
But I think the problem is, with social media, you're playing to the people who are already your friends. You're playing to a crowd of people that, chances are, probably already agree with you.
Yeah. It's like striking outside of a building that supports your cause. You're like, good for you. Yes, good for us. And now what?
Yeah, it's not it doesn't affect the right people. Do you? Because you're on social media a lot.
But mine is diverse, though. I got people that's like me, and I got people that's not like me. And when I say stuff, I mean it. Whenever I say something, I do have people that cheer for it, but the ones that is against it, they don't say nothing. Not on social media, because they know that what they got to deal with. They don't want to go against what they have to
they're going to get
go
called
against.
out.
Even with the thumb thugging. They don't want to be called. Now they put themselves out there in the public eye, and they know it's too. If I was to post something that nobody backed me up on, then they'll start going out and troll. But once it's too many people that's on my side going off agreeing with me, then I can say nothing.
Yeah, then your internet gangsters go away.
I think this is the realest stuff people say. This is the realest shit ever been said. Silence is like not caring. You know, when people don't say nothing about it, like they just say, I always compare this type of shit. When this goes on, you got a certain crowd of people that oh man, they feel type of sorry about it and shit, be all mourning and stuff, but when it happens on the black end, black people in the culture of the black community, you don't hear them, they silent, they just don't say nothing, so it's like, they don't care.
Well, what if
That's not entirely true, because silence can be deafening. I'm like, you know what? You can get somebody up in here who's in your face about something.
You may be misunderstanding what I'm saying.
I think what Cuddy's saying is that if you're silent about an agitating factor, then you're basically complicit in it.
And the people the listeners and the people, the relatives, they know what I'm talking about when I say that, and it's what understood ought to be explained. When you don't speak about something or represent something, that tells a lot. Silence is the most spoken word ever, and when you don't show your feelings toward a certain thing, but you yap about everything else, it's like some undercover shit.
I get where you're going with this.
If you get where I'm going, you agree then.
Yeah, to a certain extent, yeah, I do. Sometimes you just need to keep quiet about something.
I'm talking about silence. Period. Silence. I mean, I don't care. You got to be bothered some type of way. Even if you don't speak something, if it bothers you, that's still something.
I see what you're saying. It's a situation where you have to have an opinion one way or the other. You know what I mean? And that if you're silent,
where's the fucking alcohol at?
Let me actually go to Jose, because as the elder statesman on the show, now you probably see.
Gotta bring that up?
Well, because it helps in a lot of ways. You've seen more stuff than we've seen over time, you know, and so I think your bearing on whether it's gotten better or worse is at least something we would want to hear about, because you have a deeper breadth of what it looked like at a time when. Cuddy and I were kids and before Bobby was born. So we weren't, aware of what was going on in our environment necessarily, but you were an adult at that time, so you were.
Well, when I was growing up, obviously, mid 60s and through the 70s, yeah, there was a lot of racial tension that was going on. Mm-hmm. Now, I didn't see so much of it in Philly when I was growing up. Mm-hmm. I mean, it wasn't like I was in the deep south of there where most of that was where all that thing was actually prevalent.
Right.
Yes, there was situational areas in the Northeast where I was, but then that was always just a territorial thing. It's like, okay, you don't belong in this neighborhood because we don't know who you are. You can't go to a certain bar, or you can't go to a certain bodega, or you can't go to. This neighborhood is not yours.
Right. Yeah. It's not like there was a sign that said whites only. It was just understood that you're in the wrong neighborhood.
You're in the wrong neighborhood. Yeah. You need to go 2 blocks that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I saw.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it didn't matter what color or how tall or who you were. It was like we don't know who you are in this neighborhood. You need to step on.
And that was like kind of reversed, because the white people won't ride in the black goods.
No. It's like, no, in my neighborhood, I lived in an apartment building. I mean, I had every nationality up in this place. I mean, it's like, it was glorious going home for dinner, because it was like, you had Italian, you had a Russian, you had this.
And all things are different anyway, though, but down south it's black, white.
The individual smells of the food that was cooking, it was amazing.
Yeah, totally different.
It was international.
Yeah.
It was absolutely. And I was like, I'd go out there with
goulash.
Goulash. I'd go to my buddy's house and have lunch or dinner, or he'd come to my place. I mean, we had friends everywhere. So I was culinary wise, I was really diverse growing up.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think in
But that was our building.
right, and that has a lot to do with it too. I think is that, and I do want to get back to the political angle here. I think Bobby brought that up. I want to get back to that in a minute because there's a connotation to each major
There's a
political
lot of that
party
going
that,
into it.
yeah, and I think nowadays, and we're going to work our way up in time to get to where we're at now. But something else that I wanted to bring up too is that. Based on what Bobby said, it's, I think, much easier to control rural populations politically than it certainly is city populations that are more diverse and, quite frankly, have more information coming in from different groups of people. I'm not saying city people are any smarter.
It's exposure.
Yeah,
is what
the
it
reason
is.
why
Exactly.
the Northeast gets the connotation of being the liberal North, and in the liberal North, the South has the connotation of being backwoods hillbillies. Is because, in my opinion, and you guys tell me if I'm wrong, but when you grow up in a smaller place that, quite frankly, has had a much longer history with racial issues than where, the big industrial cities were, there is that perception that politicians can be the kind of, backwoods, old style, glad handing type of dudes, and they control the amount of information that's put out and what direction it goes in. And I think that leads.
Oh, clearly.
Yeah, and to me, again, to Bobby's point, I think that leads to an easier maintenance of control over a populace, and therefore, it's much slower to respond to issues like this. And am I? Somewhere in the area.
Well, I think to a certain degree, I think in the South it's definitely easier to drop the buzzword heritage and kind of sum up some feelings of racial unrest. And, oh, wait a minute, we used to be on top type of a thing.
Right.
Pick up the flag.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think more than it is a north-south thing, I think it's a left-right thing. I think it's an unfair divide to classify. If you're a black guy or a Mexican in this country and you support Donald Trump, you're looked at on by your fellow black people or Mexicans as a pariah.
Yeah, I find that kind of
You're not allowed to have your own thought. Yeah,
I mean,
it's like we're on the team, man. You're not on the team. You're a traitor. So I think it's just divisive,
but
generally.
there are a bunch of whys behind that too.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, to each his own with me though. I mean, I don't care what nobody does.
Yeah.
I mean, your actions speak louder than your words. So whatever type of person you are when you're around me or what I feel around you, that's how I judge you. I mean, you see me, I'm gonna keep it 100. I'll be around more white people on a daily, weekly tip than I be around black people. But guess what? I'm still that motherfucker from the hood, though. I mean, everybody know that. I don't have to try to put on. I don't try to talk proper or be like them and talk about Metallica and have white conversations. I be cutting.
Metallica and have white conversations.
You got some motherfuckers. You got some black
Badass band.
Lars Ulrich's a pretty white name.
You got some black people. You got some black people, man. You got some black people when they're around a bunch of white people. They forget about being black and their conversation is straight white conversation. They all about Project X, Superbad, and Britney Spears and whatever. And they start announcing.
I love your little grab bag.
The point I'm making though, you see what I'm making.
Yeah.
They all about enunciating their words right. And then when they get around Keisha and Tamika them, and they back to it's different conversation. They conversation change. Me, I'm the same person around black, white, Puerto Rican, or Asian. I'm me, man. I think that they get. I never change my conversation, my topics, my way of living or thinking, and that's why I'm not that guy that when you meet me, you're not gonna grab me by throwing a black joke out at me or a racist joke at me. That's not cool. Because I'm gonna accept you by talking about some music or some sports or life, period. You don't gotta give me with no
But on the flip side, Cuddy, there are white people out there, and I had a bunch of friends who used to do this when I was growing up. When they'd hang around black kids, they'd get a little like, "Oh yeah, what's up, man?" And like, there's nothing more nauseating than putting on a little bit. Oh, it's so. It makes my skin
I think
crawl.
I do that, but I think it's.
I think I've seen you do
well, when I get drunk, my New England comes out, so there's no way you can stop that. But when there's
Philly comes out there. I know
there's a name for it, and I can't think of it off the top of my head, but it's something like associative. It's more to make the people around you comfortable.
It's something
and it's
like
not
cultural appropriation, but it's not.
Yeah, it's But for some people, it's not a conscious decision. For some people, it's
Right.
just you forming into the environment that
But let me
you're
bring
in.
back this. Cuddy has a term, and I'll set it up, and you'll tell me what the term is, because you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. For an individual who is not necessarily keen on being friends with a lot of diverse individuals, but somehow adopts their culture constantly.
Culture vulture.
Culture vulture. That is correct, Cuddy. That is right.
Culture
That's
vulture.
right. I told you you'd get it.
Culture vulture.
Now, see, that's not what I'm talking about with me, but I know what you mean.
That's
Culture vulture,
another
man. Like it's
extreme.
like, it's like they love the music, they love the movies, they try to pretend and be a part of the trendy hip hop urban culture with the Felices, the clothes, the dances, the songs,
Right.
all that right there.
But when it comes to the debutante ball,
to the
you're not
dividend.
taking LeVar.
Yeah.
When it comes down to the dividend, you stray away from it.
Yeah.
Like,
I got a full camp here where it says, you know what, they're just wiggers. That's what they
That is a wiggle. Yeah.
Yeah, but and guess what? And like you use our culture to try to fit in and be cool, but it's just not authentic. So you gotta understand. You understand in our culture, if you not authentic, we don't accept you whether you black or
Yeah,
white.
'cause that's
if you're a black
transparent.
person, if you're a black person that's not authentic and you faking, we don't
Yeah.
want you. So if you're a white person that's faking, what the fuck you thinking we don't think?
Yeah, we
Right.
step
Come on,
on
man, let's get real about this shit.
right,
So
right.
you can, like, I see through that shit like Windex cleaner. When I put my straight up. I mean,
What's
you
some
get,
ammonia in there?
I mean, like, I can just,
Squeaky
I can be
clean.
around a black dude, and he can be with that, he can be from Plano, Texas, or Frisco, or wherever fuck up that north that way. And I can know, he can try to pretend like he from the hood, and I would know right off top.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm from there. I mean, I've been through the grind. So, I mean, I know.
You smell it on him.
It's like real recognize real, fake recognize fake, real recognize fake too. And so it's
Yes,
like,
sir.
I mean, I see all that. But wiggers, see, like me, I like white girls. But the ones that try to act like they black, no, scram.
That's so embarrassing.
Scram. I don't like you. I like and I be talking to people all the time. They're like, oh damn, man, like the people.
They're pulling out some
I just
parliament.
and let's keep it 100. This is fucking Ian Gleason show / Cutication at the same time. Right now it is. His mom. His mom. She's the writer's mom.
Yeah.
She's 90210. I'm straight NWA. It doesn't matter like Ice T and fucking what's the girl name? Candy. Coco. People like damn. It's just different. You know what? I said I fuck with white girls like that all my life. To my straight up, I'm like she ain't the first one that look like that. All of them look like that. I mean, straight up, man, it's opposite attract. I mean, I'm not no person like it's all about mental and shit. You know, I don't care about your culture, your background. I'm not that guy to go out and I see a girl and I ask her, you got a boyfriend? You like black guys? Fuck that shit, nigga. I get straight to the point. I don't care. You don't like me.
There are 3 questions Cuddy will never ask you. If you say
Tell him, Bobby.
I'll tell him. It is, do you have a boyfriend? Do you like black guys? And what do you want to drink? Those are the 3 questions you will never hear.
I do not type of shit.
All right, this is
And then what?
this is my name. This is what I'm doing.
Guess what?
Here's what you're gonna drink.
If you know what I know, those questions don't even matter, dude. You should
Sure
ask.
don't.
You just talk yourself out the pussy
Yeah,
real
that's
quick.
it.
Straight up.
You know, I have to agree with Cuddy in that respect that some of the greatest girlfriends I've ever had were black, and they were not putting on any. They weren't trying to fit into something that they felt uncomfortable about fitting into. They just were who they were, you know? And I think that's right, and that's the point that I wanted to get
Right,
to.
but the second you come out with a dashiki on, talking about your Nubian queen, we're going to have questions for you.
Yeah, but see, I'm not going to do that. No, I mean, you know me better than that. You know, I might eat collard greens for the first time, but I'm not wearing. I'm not going to wear some tribal outfits or something like that. So, actually, what I want to do now is because we're just about at the halfway point, I want to take a break, and when we come back, I want to get into it with. Cuddy a little bit about some of the recent happenings, and then try to equate it to how this country functions. Now, I know we're just a small outfit of individuals here, but we are all from different places with different experiences. So hopefully we can come to a consensus, but I definitely want to get into some of the stuff that Cuddy's been dealing with lately and see if we can't, not necessarily solve it, but maybe explain it, or if it's just straight up douchebaggery, fill them in.
I'm gonna ruin this break. I gotta test. Throw it to the break.
It's already solved.
Damn
Well, the situation that took place on the reality tip has already been solved. It's understood. It's been explained.
Right, but we'll get into it. We'll get into it.
It has to be pointed.
Yeah, we'll get into it. All right, we'll take a break. All that and more when we come back on the Ian Gleason Show.
Yes, hello everybody. It's Bobby from the Ian Gleason Show. And as part of the show's Roadie 2017 promotion, we are going to go to the top listening city to visit and do a live show. So visit patreon.com, patreon.com/The Ian Gleason Show, so that you can support us and we'll come see you. And I'm going to sing now. Ian promised me if there was any more time, I'd be able to sing. So we want to come to you and see you at the show. And we want you to buy us drinks. Please don't fade out my mic while I'm singing, because it's an important part of the show.
All right, welcome back to the Ian Gleason Show. Before we get back into what we were talking about, a couple of housekeeping notes that we wanted to make everybody aware of. First and foremost, our live show that we had planned for the Dallas-Fort Worth area has been moved again. We can't give you an exact date right now, but it will be sometime late in June, early in July, so keep that in mind. And as soon as we have the venue locked down for sure, we'll let you know what's going on. A bunch of different things popped up on their end, so we'll make sure that you have plenty of notification if you want to come out and see us cut an episode live. We'll talk to some people from the audience. It should be a fun time, so keep that in mind. And also, just wanted to let everybody know there's been some questions about what went on with the Ian Gleason Show a couple of weeks ago. This is episode 102, so obviously we have continued to record even though it's been difficult for us to post, and that is because there was a data breach with our upload company. So they suspended a bunch of different sites to ensure that people weren't getting in there and stealing our information and all of that stuff. So it took them a couple of weeks to fix it, but we have been continuing to record all along. So if you've not heard the big 100th episode show yet, go back and listen to that one, because that one was a big deal. So you'll be able to get everything that's been going on, and you'll be all caught up to what we're up to today. So there's that.
Cool.
So now I want to get back into what we were talking about. And I want, Cuddy and I, this is how this episode came about. But I think it's an important conversation for people to have. And we've had it briefly on this show periodically. I don't think we've ever made a full episode about it. But I think it's important enough for us to do so. And this all grew out of a situation that Cuddy was dealing with the other day that he and I were talking about. I wasn't present when it happened, but I certainly seen him and spent time with him since then. And I know all the key players. We're not going to use names because we don't.
No, we're not.
It doesn't matter.
We're going to tell the story the way it is.
Right.
Jane and Doe and Bill and Bob.
So why don't you go ahead?
But okay. By the way, man, tomorrow day, the move-in special.
That's right.
And this
For Cutication.
For Cutication. The move-in special will be the episode.
Actually, it'll be available way before this episode is heard. So just, if you haven't already found Cutication, go to YouTube and find it.
But the whole topic is about me moving in my new place, and that's where the conversation and the actions come from. And you know, when you're moving in a new place and you're starting all over again, you're trying to find furniture and bedroom sets and kitchen attire, whatever the case may be. You start moving in and you try to find out what direction you want to go, and people start like throwing stuff out at it. I got a couch for you, I got a bed for you, I got this for you, I got that for you.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, cool, I'm soaking everything in. I'm already got my own plan though, but when somebody start doing stuff like that, giving for free, it makes me like, oh damn. Damn, fuck that. I'm trying to get this free shit.
All right,
Yeah.
we don't want to blow our podcast load on that subject matter, but that's coming up pretty soon on the Moving Special, which will be the 3rd episode of the Cutication podcast.
Right.
Exactly.
So let's get to the story.
Hold on,
I'm about to get there.
Before you set up the story, though, I think we can say this now. That for a couple months, Cuddy was staying with me at my place. And I think that the reason why I want to mention that is because he was in transition. And again, this is a situation where I see you as a friend. I don't see you as a black guy. I don't see you as where you work or what you do or whatever.
Right.
I don't have a problem giving my keys to somebody or whatever. But the point that I want to make is
Giving
because
your keys to a black dude?
go figure. Wow, no kidding. But the reason I mention that is not to pat myself on the back or to make you feel bad. I mean, you're just a dude who's in transition, and I've stayed with tons of people before when I was transitioning to places.
Yeah.
But this is the difference between saying you're going to do something and not doing it, and then treating it like an issue that it wasn't. But versus just saying you're going to do it and doing it, or just saying, hey, listen, I said I could do something, I can't do it, you're a friend of mine, no big deal. You know? Is that fair? Does that make sense? Because this will help with what you got going on. So go ahead. Sorry to interrupt.
So, what happened, like I was saying, kind of got thrown off a little bit, but
I'm sorry.
like I was saying,
People are giving you stuff is where you
people
were
was
at,
talking about
right?
people offer you stuff, and you kind of like, you get to a point now where you be like, okay, maybe I shouldn't do what I was gonna do. Let me just take what everybody's gonna give me and then just go from there.
Right.
So I had a situation where a friend of mine said they had some couches. And I'm like, and they like, there's another body. And guess what? I'm comparing this, guess what? I'm going to compare it to a black friend situation too after this. So this have nothing to do with race.
So this couch friend of yours was
At
white.
the end of the day, the moral of the story is communication.
Sure.
Yes.
Communication is a motherfucker. You
Or in
gotta
this case, a
communicate.
lack
I don't
of.
care.
Right.
You gotta do it, man. And there's a lack of it go on from jobs to streets to relationships to
Absolutely.
to business. So like, at the end of the day, it's communication. And so like, okay, dude volunteered and just threw out there, hey, I got some couches. I'm like, cool. Well, how they look? You know, they good, man. They look country and all that. They blue and white. I'm like, they blue? They ain't gonna look country to me. They blue.
Yeah, you're
Fuck it, I
blue.
like it. They
Yeah,
gonna
that's
fit
his
my
color.
image.
You're straight up
My
blue.
walls are blue. My balls not though.
Well, I'm glad they're not. I mean, I'm just saying.
I'm just throwing it out there though, man.
Yeah, none of us were there for that.
You know, this is a
I
podcast.
was
It's
not
for the
there.
podcast. You do it for the gram, I do it for the pod. You gotta do this. But he said he had the couches. I'm like, cool. He volunteered, he threw it out there. It's kind of like he shouldn't even say anything because once he threw it out there, I'm like, I'm on it. Cause you tell me something, I'm on it. I'm aiming. I don't procrastinate.
No,
I'm just certain. I'm
Yeah,
on
let's
it.
go.
If I say something, I do it.
Yeah, let's
If I'm
go.
talking, I live it. So he tell me that, my mind is gonna give him getting that. And so a week went by, I'm calling and texting, he's not responding or replying. And so it like got to a point the day before moving, and I'm like, well, damn, I'm moving in tomorrow, blah, 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 and such ain't responding to me and calling me. And I've been texting him all week and calling him all week and texting today and calling him all week. So somebody else picked their phone up and decided to call him. Like, well, damn, I talked to him. Let me call him again to see if he answer my phone. It was kind of like a humble, braggy type of shit.
Yeah. Like he'll talk.
And that's how I looked at it, because that's how I looked, that's how it was.
Yeah.
And so when he did it, the phone said, what's up, man? First ring. I'm
hit.
like, God damn. I'm like,
Yep.
the
First hit.
I ain't gonna lie, man. Any of y'all, man, Jose, Bobby, Ian, if I call you, man, or text you, man, I know you're gonna see that missed call. If it's on your shit on vibrate or silent or whatever the case may be, you're gonna show that missed call or missed text. Reply back, motherfuckers, and respond back.
Oh yeah,
Because
it could have been
you in the same category with this
I could
motherfucker
have
I'm
been on the
talking about.
shitter, man. I'm like saying.
You in the same, I mean, how many times you text me or call me and I ain't respond or reply? Never. I ain't that type of guy. I mean, that's what it comes down to, man. Bullshit, whack shit, and some and bozo shit. And I'm not gonna even call the situation racist. It was bozo.
Yeah.
It wasn't racist. I mean, look at it at that point like that. So back to the story I was saying. The dude called, and he answered his phone, his first call. I'm like, damn, I've been texting and calling this dude all morning for the last 2 hours. All of a sudden you call him now? 40 minutes after I just texted and called him, he answered the phone. He should have seen that text I sent him. Or that missed call, it shows him my phone does, your phone does what my phone does.
Yeah.
You say you have a missed call or you have a text message. 1, 2, 3, 4. You got that. So you're gonna reply or ignore. If you don't reply or respond, you ignore me. And guess what? When I'm calling people, man, I'm not calling you. I don't like talking to people on the fucking phone.
Hey, what you
man.
doing? Yeah, I don't know.
You answer your phone when I call you or reply back and say, what's up?
Hey, do you like the way lilacs smell?
Because
I was thinking about
Because if you call them, it'll be the same thing. At the bottom line, if you don't do what I do for you, man, I'm through with you.
Right.
That's how it is with me. If you don't do what I do for you, I can't fuck with you. I mean, it's like if I call you, text you, man, reply. I don't care if it's 6 hours from now. But don't reply 2 days later.
They don't blow me off.
You don't blow me. Don't reply 2 days later when I see you on fucking Gram and the Facebook when your phone notification shows that I text you and called you. Did you see the
Don't
Facebook?
blow me off, man.
Don't do me like that. I see that, and that's for fraud ass people, man. So, but back to the case where we're going. I don't want to get off that topic. So when he had got the phone to do, he was like, "Yeah, Scott said, my bad.
Ooh.
Threw it out there. What the fuck?
It is.
Man, it's raw and uncut anyway. Nobody listens to this shit.
Yeah, I was going to say that, but yeah.
But nobody know who he is.
Yeah, 50 states and 98 countries.
Well, I'm still gonna take that out just for to cover our ass.
Yeah, I just got. I'm in too deep, but it is deep. So, but he answered the phone. And I'm like, that's fucked up. I've been texting this dude all day and calling him all day. He didn't respond to me.
It's a legit.
So how'd this turn out?
And so I made it. I was talking like, you know how I be talking, man. What? This motherfucker ain't responding to me. Yeah. He responding to you?
Yeah.
Out there, man. Shit, if I was white, he would have responded. That's fucked up.
Right.
So when I said the black-white joke,
Right, which is a joke.
and everybody, you been knowing me for this long, you know my character,
Yeah.
you knew I was joking anyway.
Yeah, you're not a race card player.
I mean, you know I was joking anyway, but somehow somebody felt some type of way when I said that. They didn't acknowledge the point that I made.
Yeah, it just became about the race claim.
The whole point I made was correct.
Yeah.
I was righteous to the tip
Right,
power.
but it got shoved under the rug
But
because...
still gonna do the white, black thing
Right.
out there, they took it too serious. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't hear about this. Interesting.
So, you been away, man. You
I
been
know.
drying out, man. You fucking cactus, you.
I am the hungriest you could try.
Don't get this motherfucker no water.
Actually, you need to be careful. Cactus are like camels, man. They take the water and keep it.
Yeah, they just hold it.
Yeah, they just hold it.
You been drying out. You dehydrated, motherfucker. You don't got a glass in your face right now. But yeah, so somebody, when I said that, I think about it when I speak on shit, man. Like when something affects me or harms me, I don't wait 2 weeks later, 2 months later to
You
explain.
shoot off the hip.
I go right off the hip, man. It's a quick draw. So I'm like, I'm gonna check you right then. That way you'll know right then. Because you wait on some shit, man, and dwell on it, man. That shit don't make sense. There ain't no true feelings behind it. If it's a real feeling behind it, and you got some type of anger, you go direct right there.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I mean, I don't care. You can be 6'9", 290. I'm gonna still approach you with the same feelings, man, because I want you to know, hey, I'm not that dude.
And I will not. If you're 6'9" and 290,
I
will not.
You've learned valuable lessons over time.
Okay, dude.
Bobby's caught every punch ever thrown at him.
Yes, he has.
The golden glove right there. Yeah.
You're 6'9".
Punch it bag.
You're talking to me crazy. I'm a grown man. I'm not gonna fight you, but if I do, man, it's not gonna be politely.
Right.
And the way I'm gonna go at you is not gonna be in a polite way.
Right.
So I'm not gonna play with you. Don't play with me.
Are you saying you're going to put your hands on him and not in a Christian fashion?
So this situation after you made that black joke, did it become awkward? Did it become?
The thing about it, I made my point that day.
Yeah.
Walked away with a statement I made, and I still glorified it, and I represented it. I don't regret it to this day.
Okay. So you walked out pretty soon.
So I walked out, I left that shit behind. I made my point.
Yeah.
Come back. What? Yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. I forgot about the situation because Cuz already hit me up on the chat and texted me, and we talked about it. It was understood. We high-fived each other on on emoji and shit. Emoji high five. The emoji high five.
You two ladies here. Yeah.
I was all about the situation. I'm sitting there minding my business yesterday, forgot about everything. I'm thinking about money right now. So this particular person come up to me and say, man, the stuff the other day, man, between the shit, I feel some type of way. And I said, pause. What the fuck you mean you feel some type of way? You been knowing me for this long. Why would you feel this type of way? And they're like, well, it kind of hit me. I feel like you was pulling the race card. I'm like, it offended you. You know what I'm saying? He said, and then he'll do what they say. I wasn't the only one that felt that way. As soon as he said that shit.
Line them up.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Okay.
No, wait. When you said the joke, was this person present, or was this in front of somebody else who went and tattled?
When I said the joke, when I had the conversation, think about it. The way I talk anyway, y'all know my character, right? Whether I'm joking, y'all know when I'm serious,
right.
Y'all know when I'm joking.
Yeah.
The fact that
you're not a race car guy.
The fact that I said, oh damn man, if I was a white dude, he would answer my phone real quick. It was offended by people. When I said that shit, people got offended.
But was this person there when you said that?
Hold up. I don't know who said it. I don't know who else was offended by what I said.
Right.
When we get to that.
Okay, all right.
Pause for a minute.
Okay.
I'm going to get to that. So, whenever I said I made my point, I was right, I wasn't wrong. I still feel like I'm not wrong. Guess what? I can post it on Facebook and make it, and man, we can sign a tally and see who feel like I'm wrong or right. And I bet you it's going to be white and black, Puerto Rican and Asians bag me up on what happened. So, what happened though, I made a joke, and y'all know I don't even make black, white jokes. I don't talk politics with y'all, I don't talk religion with y'all. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. If it ain't fun and active, I ain't in that shit. So, y'all know how I am. So when I make my fucking black, white joke, you should have taken it as a black, white joke that you make to me. And I just bring that shit out. I get that shit all day, every day.
Yeah.
All day, every day. I get it every day, but I'm like, okay, you can joke like that. But when I come with my joke, my daughter's sharper than yours. Because it be clubbing and it be like true though. It be true shit. Everything people say about us be stereotype.
Hey, look, you know what? The truth just has to be the truth.
It be stereotype, so the truth really hurts sometimes.
Yeah,
you know, I gave her the truth.
If it hurts, it hurts. It's still the truth.
I forgot all about that shit, man. But what it did, man, it gotta make me want to stay away from this spot a little bit more because I feel like people trying to brand me under, man, and they want me to shoot them 45s at them lyrically. So I feel like I'm minding my business, man. We had fun. We just came from drinking and having fun, looking at this nice little spot, and we go back to the bar, and all of a sudden, you bring that back up every morning. I'm in a good mood right before me go to work. Put me in a bad mood right before I'm about to go to work. I already seen the plan. We want to roll the grenade under the table and walk off.
Pull the pin, baby.
And laugh
That's what
later.
they did.
You can't do that with me, man. That's why I checked this shit right there about this other situation about the little box deal. I'm the messenger. Remember that conversation, y'all?
Yeah.
I'm the messenger. Remember that shit? Don't talk to me.
Yeah, don't shoot the messenger.
Don't get at me. Remember that shit?
Yeah, Jose had a.
Y'all laughing at that shit because it was funny.
Well, it wasn't Jose. It was another guy that you.
No, Jose was there, wasn't it? When we talking about
not who you were talking with.
Jose
Cuddy did a deal for a guy, you know.
Jose was there, and somebody felt like what the offer was to get their shit right the way my shit's right.
No, it was me. I don't think Jose was there yet. He was there that day. I don't think he was there yet, but he might have been. But either way, doesn't matter who was there. The point was, Cuddy was doing a guy a favor by being the go-between between two people. One deal, one guy didn't like the deal, and Cuddy's like, "Don't talk to me, don't talk to me. I'm a middleman. I'm not."
I was there.
Okay.
I thought you. Thank you.
I knew you were there. I just didn't know if you were there at that point.
No, I was there for that.
Anyway, back to what I was saying. So the person said, I wasn't the only one offended by what you said. And I said, I reloaded. I said, okay, who else was offended then? Call them out. Tell me so I can tell them how I feel that way they can understand it and don't get that type of way about me or whatever. So he's like, I'm not gonna say nothing. I said, well, don't bring no bitch business to me then. But don't try to half step with me about throwing somebody else under the bus, but don't tell me who they are. If you gonna say somebody else was feeling that way, go ahead and say such and such, much and much felt this way too. Don't just say some other people say that, because I wanna go to them and talk to them and say, hey, this is why I feel the way I feel.
Right.
And I want you to dig this shit. If you don't, then you must be stupid. You naive motherfucker. And I'm gonna tell them that shit. So he threw somebody under the bus on a slick way, throw their name in the conversation, and I just started going at them too at the same time.
Yeah, don't do that.
But at the same time, I did what I had to do.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm like, don't throw somebody in the bus up in there and they're not dead.
I did apologize to everybody that needed to be apologized to when I did it, because he didn't have to bring that back up. I forgot about it. And the whole point I was making, man, I said, y'all make motherfucking black and white jokes to me all day, man. I never take offense to it, man. As soon as I make my black and white joke or say something about black and white, y'all take it too serious. I said, you know my character, man. Even if I was being for real, man, you should respect what I said anyway. You my boy. You been knowing the waters real deep. I mean, you should let me talk the way I talk. I let you talk the way you talk. I never complain about it. And that's what I be saying. People don't be, it's like, don't feel like you can get away with some shit. And when I do it, don't get mad when I do it you on you.
Right.
And I did my first black white. I said I made my first black white statement around a crowd that I never do it around. And
Even though you've known them for years.
And get what?
Yeah.
I made the people wake up too, though.
It's kind of weird.
And I told them, I'm gonna say this right here though. Like I said yesterday, from now on, you people don't ever come to me with a white joke again. I never came with you from the first place. Don't ever do it again, because once I came with mine, you took offense to it, and you tear somebody on my back, and you mouthed out about it, and you feel some type of way. So don't hold a black white joke about me again. And we ain't talking no money and no fucking podcast, the Ian Gleason show or the Cut Occasion show, or you want to listen to my music.
He's really
or
good
you
at
want,
that.
I mean, you don't want to talk about that type of stuff. How my kids are doing, how my mom doing, what I'm trying to do, or trying to give me some fucking furniture or whatever thing. I don't want to hear it. I mean, I don't make no jokes at me, because when I make my joke, it went a whole other way. I forgot all about the situation. The dude should have just not even said nothing to me yesterday.
Let it go.
Yeah.
I shouldn't even had that knowledge about what somebody else felt.
Is this an individual who is known for rolling a grenade into a room and leaving?
Yes, yes.
Ah, okay. We're not gonna mention names, but now I know. Now I'm on the same page with you.
Don't
But
say
no, I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna say a single name.
Yeah.
But what I have to do say about that, since I know this individual,
Well,
is that
but there's
he's a
also
button pusher, man. He was. There's a really good chance that nobody was actually
You know what?
offended,
He
he was just trying to.
on the side, and the thing about it,
I think you might be thinking of somebody different.
No, he's thinking about the same.
Okay, all right.
No, he's
That's
thinking
a
about the
pin.
same.
Yeah,
no.
it's a pin puller.
You know, man. He know the pin puller, man. Everybody know the pin puller. But think about it. You know what? I love dude. He cool. That's my boy. But don't try to give me. Don't try to destroy me like
Well,
that.
and see, that's
Try to insult my intelligence, man, with some stuff that I know what's going on.
And that's the thing that I think that by doing this episode I wanted to expose. And I'm glad you brought up that story, because to be completely honest with you, that there's a group of people that we all mutually hang out with here, that are two-faced. And it's not just about race, but that is a big part of it.
So being two-faced.
And to me, I don't. Now, when Bobby says some really off-color things, no pun intended,
A lot.
but he says them about a lot of different groups of people, and he plays on
And then mostly
stereotypes.
myself.
Yeah, but they're always jokes. I know when he's making a joke, and you've said them in front of Cuddy, and it's like that's not a big deal. I know he's screwing
I
around.
mean, what you do is how you do it.
Right, and there are some dudes up there and some chicks up there that will say some stuff that they're not going to say in mixed company, and then that makes me think, as a white guy, first of all, I already know who the gossips are. I already know what they're saying about me, and nobody has to tell me. It's their body language.
What's my favorite table game, y'all? It's chess.
Chess, not checkers. That is
I would
right.
fool your ass like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Because that's the name of the game.
I would Uno you too. I'll make you think that I got.
Uno.
I got me think I got 5 cards right here. I got the
Uno's
draw
good.
4 right here. Uno, draw 4, bitch. shut up. Come on, scram.
Dude, you know what?
So I know the gossip people are though. Like,
we need
I
to
play that
jump
card.
some staves in here.
I know how to play that card. Man, you gotta understand. I deal with every type of fucking culture in my life.
Yeah.
I deal with every type of culture.
Yeah, and all those types of people are gonna be around you forever. Whether you're hanging out at the bar, or you're at work, or you're at home, that type of person.
Or you're on the
gossip,
internet.
the gossip exists in one
Yeah.
of those three circles,
Right.
or three of those three circles as a different person. You know,
Right.
so you have to learn how to deal with it. You can't always fight them, but
The branches up here, man, they don't know
Right.
about what's up there and probably further.
Right.
But we from that root though, that mud, and you've been progressing through your
Yeah,
life.
and you see
done
the whole-
seen everything.
you seen the whole
And I'm from
thing
that
come
root.
right.
Right.
So like, we from the root, man. Your shit rooted.
Right.
You deeply rooted.
Right. Now you're sitting on a
You
branch
are
looking down all the shit you know.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
You
And
deeply rooted.
this is the
You
point.
can't slick a can of oil, man.
Right.
This is the point that I wanted to bring up that you mentioned earlier, and this is where I think that if you feel as passionately about a circumstance like this one that we do, that it is appropriate to say something. And we've had Jose was there. I don't know if anybody else was there, but there was a guy that used to hang out at this joint who would get some liquor on and get aggressively racist.
Oh.
You talking about Bad Hill Bill.
Yeah, we're not talking about Bad Hip though. There's a good pseudonym. For him.
There's a guy that I know has a tendency to be racist who even went to this guy, and multiples of us went to this guy that day and said,
"You gotta
you
chill
have
out.
got to stop." and if you don't say something, then you're allowing that kind of now this guy was overt with it. I mean, he let the entire restaurant know that he was an issue.
All slacky britches.
Yeah.
It's not.
But to
and it's not that typical type of, white guy of this age, like behind closed doors racism. It was smack
It
the
was
bar.
overt.
No,
And
it
when
was-
Bobby
it
says
was
slap the
in-
bar, he means
He would
pounding the bar while
Yeah.
he's saying racist shit.
Yeah.
It was in your
And then
face.
he looked at
Yeah.
you for confirmation, like you're gonna go, damn right, as opposed to, are you aware what kind of danger you're in right now, sir?
And to
Yeah.
Cuddy's point, I think if you remain silent in the face of that, then you are complicit in, and that's
That I would
the
agree.
point
That
that
I
I
would
wanted
definitely
to
agree.
And it show how pussy he is at the same time. And like I tell people all the time, I don't judge you by what you do around me the most. I judge you by what you do when I'm not around.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of that. So I think
what you would say around somebody, what you would do around somebody. Like let's say we see now we all know we see a briefcase with $1 million in it, we gonna spray him and
but that's different. That's different.
Sorry, guys.
Again, it's more about economics than it is about race.
But let's just say you be so loyal to me, like Bobby, either one of y'all, you be so loyal to me, and we could be somewhere and Jose is trying to drop $1,000, and we don't know who $1,000 it was, but we know it's $1,000 missing. So you grab it, right?
Right.
And then an hour later, Jose be like, and then I'm missing $1,000, and you don't say anything. And you go on by the day and go on, we spend that $1,000. I'm like, damn, dude, cool as fuck with me though, but he lied about finding Jose $1,000. So I can't fuck with dude.
Right, because if this
Yeah,
makes
You're
some
so loyal to me,
situation,
even though you're loyal to me,
Yeah.
what you did to him.
that speaks volumes about a character.
And that's I think as far as character goes, that's first and foremost loyalty to the people
And I'll
that you
get you
say
back
that you
your
carry.
$1,000, Jose. I promise. I just,
He's just
I
gonna
know
go
about
to
it.
somebody
I ain't
else.
gonna do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rob somebody.
I know people that, the point, the whole moral of that story right there though, like, I
I'm
know
a master mason.
people
I'm
out
a
there show
return
that joker face in front of you all day.
And put some money in it.
That $3 mask, that $3 bill, you ever seen a $3 bill before?
I can't say that I have.
A $3 bill, I know you ain't.
They don't exist.
Yeah.
$3 bill face, and they lying to your face at the same time, like you
$3 bill fit. Huh.
It's fake a $3 bill.
No. I get the analogy. I've just never heard
So
of
it's
it.
like, I got so much analogy to give you.
Which I'm sure between the two podcasts we will.
We're gonna have when the homies start coming around on the podcast or whatever. You gonna start hearing all
I'm gonna have to have a
terminology.
notebook.
Everything. We got an acronym for
Just pull up Urban
The resident
Dictionary.
white guy, the really urban dictionary. Yeah.
we got an acronym for every sports team. Street life.
Yeah.
So before we get out of here, here's the point that I wanted to make, and kind of piggyback on what Cuddy said. And I appreciate you guys being here and being so honest about the topic,
Sorry,
because this is a
I
topic.
was getting to that point.
Let's-
You know,
It's a hard topic to talk about.
Well, you know, and first of all, you have to understand that everybody
I was-
sitting at this table, there's some real motherfuckers, and so we're not gonna hide from anybody.
Nah.
The moral of the story was, man, I'm gonna go ahead and let me fast forward, talk real fast like Twister. The moral of the story was, I'm not dumb, and I see what was happening, and it's funny that you answered this call and answer mine, whether you was whether on black or white, it's the principle of communication.
Right.
If you all you had to do is to reply back, say, dude,
That ain't
something else,
happening.
it ain't happening.
Right. And you didn't call the guy a racist.
And I made a joke, but
that's the point.
But turn into the racist part, somebody brought the race. I didn't even think about the racist part. Somebody came to me and said, I felt some type of way because you brought the race shit in. You can joke about being black, white, and all this stuff right here is good in the hood shit. You can culture vulture all fucking day in my conversation. And when I say some shit toward your culture, you take it serious and you know my character. You know when I'm mad. Everybody know when I'm mad.
Right.
Okay, first of all, if you're sitting on the corner, then the shit that comes out on the corner is what the corner does. You either take your thin skin and get the fuck out, okay, and don't show up, or you understand that, hey, listen, when you're there, we're gonna say, there is no holds barred. We are gonna sit there and say the most disgusting.
Okay, what? If you say
thing.
behind my back, it just let me know how powerful I am than you are over you. You scared to say it to my face or when I'm around? Cause guess what? I'm gonna tell you how I feel when you're around. I'm not gonna say it behind your back. So you wait till I leave and walk away and start
God, what's that all about?
loudly.
Right.
Then guess what? I'm already above you anyway.
Right.
So I'm winning.
So I guess if we can relate this to everybody who's listening, which I think we can, if you're one of those people who are actively racist, and you know you are,
Underground, undercover racist.
no, if you're
you
under,
know your racist mixtape.
if you're undercover racist, if you're
I got a racist mixtape.
hey, listen, if you're, but here's
Underground racist got a mixtape about.
Here's the point, though, because we're talking to a lot of different people here. If you're a racist and you're listening to this show, own it. Just get out in the street and own it. I mean, you're gonna have to pay for it. You got to put your money where your mouth is.
As a matter of fact, can we have a racist call in?
Hey,
I really want to talk to a
probably
racist.
can.
you know what? I would love for a racist to text me, man, or call in on one of the shows, man, when I'm doing it. 214-99.
No, don't do that. You can't do that. That's rule number 1 of radio. You cannot do
What
that.
my job say?
214-999.
867-5309.
Hey,
Yeah.
But here's the other point that I want to make is that if you're somebody who doesn't lean that way and you see this stuff going on in your presence, I think that, and this isn't about political correctness. I know how everybody gets angry about political correctness and blah blah blah. We're not saying don't tell race jokes.
I don't get angry.
Well, you get even. I'm not saying
Well,
don't
there
tell
is
race
that.
jokes or anything like that. Know the company that you're in. If that's how they roll, that's how they
don't
roll.
throw
If-
rocks in the glass house.
Right, and if that's not how you roll, then that's not how you roll. But if you see something egregious, like like what we had discussed earlier, with the pounding on the bar and the really racist comments,
Say something.
you have to, because
Unless
otherwise
they're
you're
If you're a white
You're
guy,
okay.
hey, if you're a white guy, you either me, Cuddy. Don't come to me about no fucking Nas or Kobe Bryant or some shit, sports shit. Come to me about how fine fucking Gabriel Union, man, and J-Lo shit. Y'all, let's talk about some females. We can talk then.
I think this is an issue that the country should continue to address, and I think that it can be solved if people will start speaking their minds about it. And let's know who's on one side or the other. I think the complicity in being in the middle and just accepting that this is the way the country is the problem. That's the issue. It's not racism versus non-racism. It's the handful of people who don't give it a second thought. because it does exist, it is a problem. Like climate change. We'll talk about that some other time. All right, thank you, Jose, for being here. I appreciate it, buddy.
Hey, I always have a great time with you fellas.
You're a liar. Bobby, thank you for being here, man.
John carries
Really?
cookies. Thank you very much.
No problem. And Cuddy, thank you for sharing some real life shit with us. I think it's going to help everybody understand better.
Hey, I love all y'all in the southeastern country. Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, Alabama. I love y'all out there. Keep listening to us. Righteous.
Hey, you going to leave Mississippi and Louisiana out?
No, you're going to do who listens to us the most.
Oh, okay. Shout out to Detroit Lakeside, by the way.
Hey, no.
Probably one of the whitest cities in America.
I threw it out there, man. I said, state your name and where you're from if you listen to our show. And that's what popped up, the southeastern country.
Yeah.
The SEC popped up. And
SEC,
that's why I
baby.
threw that out
And we
there.
do really well with
And
those guys, so thank you for listening.
North Dakota
Strongest
and
conference out there.
Minnesota really listen to us. When I throw that question out there again, y'all scream at me.
Yeah. By the way, on our Facebook page, the Ian Gleason Show on Facebook, that's where Cuddy and I throw some stuff out there, so get on it. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for listening. Bear in mind, we are going to be traveling soon, so if you haven't donated to Patreon for as little as $1 a month, you can help us get there. We really, really appreciate it. And bonus content coming to those guys soon. I am Ian Gleason, and this is the Ian Gleason Show.
This concludes another episode of the Ian Gleason Show. As always, thank you for listening, and good day.